So please, these are the announcements we have. We'll keep on reaching out to you. You have all done very well. There is nobody that has nothing to take away from this conference. We thank all our resource persons. Reto, please come again to Nigeria. Very interesting country, good people, good nation. Thank you very much. I wish you the best. Yes.
A round of applause for past Assistant Governor Yusuf Ali. Thank you so much for what you bring. So, fellow Rotarians, club leaders, I will just say the incoming DG should say hello to you. Just as I've said, for those who intend to leave, can now leave, while those who want to learn from what it's closing tomorrow, not today. Yeah, it's CLLS/GMS. It's only the president that will be receiving theirs today. Yes. My incoming DG, sir. Yeah, even the president is supposed to close tomorrow too. They should benefit from the GMS, Grant Management Seminar. So don't worry, the knowledge is more than the paper. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, just president-elect, right? Thank you very much, HOC, Rotary leaders in the house. It's working. My special greetings to my personal friend, Reto. Thank you very much for being around with us this morning. We are not taking it for granted. Thank you so much. The learning facilitator, the chairman himself, we appreciate you so much. My dearest brothers and sisters, because this is a family garden. At this point in time, I want to sincerely thank the entire club leadership in our district. Please, can we just encourage ourselves by the follow-up? We are almost done with the club leadership. Thank you. I appreciate this. I think this year, by my own thinking and statistics, and I really want to believe that we've done very well by sending club members and leaders for this training. And I sincerely thank and appreciate all the clubs for yielding to our cause. Thank you. Thank you for yielding to our cause, and just took it upon themselves that they need to send so many club members to come and learn one or two things. And I believe by your own assessment, you've really learned one or two things that are new or you never even hear about in the past. Let all this learning putting together, please kindly, that's fine, kindly, please go back to your various clubs and put it into use. Your club will be better off if you try to make use of everything today. Your section is coming to an end today, but that's not the end of the entire programs. You still have class to attend tomorrow. Please, let us come on time so that I can finish easily on time as well. On behalf of the learning team and my able self, I want to thank you for being patient from morning to this moment. It is almost to 4. And I wish you all the very best today and for the rest of the day as well. And please, I will advise that you should go home straight to go and relax. You have been sitting for a long time. You need to go and relax because another day is coming. That's tomorrow. And the best bet is for you to get yourself here on time so that at least we can finish on time as well. So I thank all of you. and we hope to see you tomorrow. And I wish you all the very best, and God bless all of you. Have a lovely day. If you want to stay back, truthfully, if you want to stay back, you can't learn from here. But if otherwise, you can excuse us. President, don't go. Yeah, I need to leave now because the paper's supposed to be on for the president at the moment, and someone is talking with them from Rotary International headquarters. She's online already. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you. So, if you want to take your leave, you can leave. But if you want to stay, there's no problem. Thank you. Alex.
I don't mind having a picture with you downstairs.
If you need assistance regarding investor registration, meet Dominic out there. Thank you. For those who want to take pictures with incoming DG, please, let's do that downstairs.
Kindly exit quietly, please. Thank you. Kindly exit quietly. President CLLS, please come forward. President CLLS, please come forward.
Hello, ma. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, ma'am?
Me? Hello?
Please exit quietly.
Hello, can you hear me?
Please exit quietly, please. Please, we have people online. Exit quietly, please. Please exit quietly. Thank you. Okay, so I think we can start now. I would love to introduce our next speaker, Vanessa Vegas. Vanessa, can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can hear you.
Very good.
Are we ready? Can you see my presentation?
Yeah, I just want to introduce you briefly.
Beautiful.
Vanessa leads the community, international, and vocational service portfolio on the service and engagement team. She supports district and club service leaders to elevate community engagement and project impact. Also, she collaborates in the strategic planning of the development, implementation, promotion, and evaluation of Rotary's network of resources, inclusive of project fairs. Vanessa also advances the increasing our impact strategic priority by collaborating on tactics to support members and participants to focus their efforts in bringing positive long-term change. Prior to the service and engagement team, she worked in the grants department, supporting and coaching Rotary members in Latin America on designing and implementing community-centric, sustainable, and measurable high-impact projects. Vanessa has been with Rotary since 2014 and has also been involved in the board of the Rotary Staff Green Committee. Before joining Rotary, she was part of the environmental department of an engineering and construction company in Venezuela, where she collaborated with community stakeholders to co-create socially appropriate solutions to minimize the social impact of their developments. Please, one house. Vanessa holds an undergraduate degree in sociology from Universidad Católica André Bello, Venezuela, and an MBA from Western Governors University, USA. Ladies and gentlemen, Vanessa Vejagas will be the next to speak now. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Lawrence. Let me know when we're ready.
Yeah, go ahead, we can hear you.
Okay, I just first of all want to make sure that you are seeing my presentation on the screen. Yes? Yes, can you see the service and your community presentation?
Ma, please, you have to share your slide.
Yes, I am sharing the slides right now, but I can try to share it again.
Okay, you have to close it and then launch it again.
Okay, let me try again then. There, and then we're going to share this. Tell me if you see it now. This, let's see. Yes, can you see it now?
Yes, we are good.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I am going to move it forward. And I hope everybody can hear me well and you can see me well. I unfortunately cannot see you all. I can see my presentation, but I'm pretty sure we're going to make this work. Thank you so much for having me here today. My name is Vanessa Vegas. Lawrence made a beautiful introduction, and thank you so much for that. Thank you for having me. I am excited to be part of this learning event today. And I welcome you all to the session. I hope that we can come out of the session with some new understandings. And I am aware that we started the session a little bit later than I was expecting. So please, if at any point I'm extending my time, let me know and I'll move forward a little bit faster. So I just wanted to walk you through what we were going to talk together today. We're going to have a little overview of the objectives of today's session. We're going to talk about service in your community, the session for leaders like you to learn how to serve better your communities and integrate with the communities. We're going to talk about the principles of impact. I'm going to have a couple of activities for you to participate. This is a learning model and a training model. I'm not the one that holds the knowledge, you are. So I'm just here to facilitate. Bear with me because I am online and you are in person, but we're gonna try to make this as interactive as possible and I need your participation. We're also going to talk about engaging members in service projects, and we're going to learn about some resources that are available for you. So the learning objectives of this session are the following. We're going to talk about involving the community in planning and implementing a project. We're also going to discuss different ways in which we can involve more members in service projects. And we're also going to see how we focus our time and effort in effective projects. It's not just doing project for doing project sake. The projects have to be based on communities' priorities. They have to be sustainable and measurable in order for your investment in these communities to be visible. So I wanted to start our conversation, our interactive conversation, talking about the principles of impact. So when I talk about the principles of impact, I would like to have a few volunteers tell me what do you think the elements of impact would be. And I would love the audience participation on this. again, I can't see the room, so I can't see who's raising their hand. So I need my people on the ground to help me with that.
Okay, can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay, I'm Rotarian Israel Atta, the president-elect
Hello.
of Rotary Club of Jos Central. One of the principles of impacts is first the strategic impacts. Then we have the managed strategic impacts on a portfolio basis. That means on every chair or director, there should be an impact that is felt. If it's a chair project, we should have impact from that side. And if it's a chair polio, we should also have an impact from the whatever chair we're having. So that is just on the managerial side. Then we can establish what we call contribution, or establish and manage contributions also. These are also principal impacts. When we manage contributions effectively, let's say contributions from donors, it's also impactful to them, to those who are also funding it, and those who will be benefiting. So that means the funds are being used effectively for what it's meant for. Then monitoring and evaluation. At the end of projects, we should be able to have a monitoring and evaluation to know how far the impacts of the projects we've carried out has gone. And with that, we will now know where we're lacking and where we need to come in. And if we need to continue the project or we need to stop the project. So that's just a little I have.
My name is Rotarian Arit Efanga, Abuja City. When we're talking principles of impact, we're looking at issues like sustainability. How sustainable is the impact you're trying to create? We're looking at issues around accountability. What are the plans you've put in place to be accountable for whatever impact you're trying to create? We're also looking at issues around clarity. If you're trying to create an impact, how clear is that? How clear have you made it to people who are supposed to be participants or beneficiaries? And I would also want to add beneficial centered, or if I would call it the human angle to it. If you're looking at creating an impact, you would also be looking at the principle of the beneficiary, as I would call it. Those who are the people you're looking at impacting. I think I would leave it at that.
Okay, I have an addition.
I'm Rotarian Sydney from the Rotary Club of Justin City. Mine is just to add up on the issue of sustainability. If you are creating an impact, how sustainable will that impact be felt? Thank you.
Okay, my name is Rotarian Nchideka from Rotary E-Club of Unique Nigeria. I think for impact, first is a need assessment with you and the host community, and then accountability and transparency. Thank you.
Thank you, Vanessa.
Thank you all. Thank you all for your participation. And I will tell you that this is the reason why I love the model of learning versus training. And like I said before, I don't have the knowledge you do. Everything that you have mentioned is so key to impact. It's so necessary in order for us to achieve impact as an organization and as clubs and as humans. Trying to bring positive change in the world. And I'm gonna walk you through what we call the principles, but that doesn't mean that some of the other things like you have mentioned that are not in my slide, things like clarity and accountability, that does not mean that that's not important piece to it. It's just that these are kind of like the pillars that we call are necessary for impact, but those other components are absolutely necessary as well. So the principles that we at Rotary talk about more often is the principles to achieve what we have defined at Rotary as an organization as the word impact, because we know that impact can be defined in many ways in different organizations. But for Rotary, impact is the positive long-term change and resulting from our actions, right? So in order to achieve that, there's the several components that need to be considered. The first one is, as some of you mentioned, is the intervention must be initiated by the community. So there needs to be a community assessment. And it's important to think about what community assessment is. A community assessment is not just a side conversation that you had with one member of the community, or it's not, well, I belong to this community, so I know what this community needs or what their priorities are. It's a little bit more serious than that. And I understand there's going to be projects that are not global grants or programs of scale that there's not enough funding for creating a thorough community assessment, but it does mean that you are going to consider things like reaching out to different groups in the community, etc. We're going to expand a little bit on that. Then it has to be measurable. You said it yourself, monitoring and evaluation is creating the indicators and the goals on how you're going to determine whether you were successful with this project or not. And then sustainable. A couple of you also mentioned sustainability, and that comes with being owned by the community, and with, even though you may want to do a long-term support, understanding that this community can support that project on their own for the long term. So I have a few slides here talking about why conducting a community assessment and why measuring. I'm going to just say something really quickly, but like I said, I don't want to just stand here or sit here and just talk. I want your feedback and conversation, and I want you to be able to work together. So really quickly, like what we're saying, the idea is to understand the community's dynamic, not assume that we are part of the community so we know, establish their relationship, portray Rotary as what Rotary is, not just somebody that comes and imposes a project in a community, but somebody that partners with the community. And I think that concept is really key, is Rotary is here to help what the community already knows and with to elevate the community's strengths. It's not the helper, the hand down, right? We know there's a strength in communities, and we're just leveraging that strength with the resources that we have. And not just monetary resources, we have many other type of resources that we can help communities with. Why we measure to understand, like I said before, whether the project is successful or not. What we need, and somebody mentioned it as well, what we need to change or what is going well with the project. So if we, at the beginning, don't set goals for the project, we're not going to know whether we achieved it or not. We're not going to know whether all that time, money, resources, and effort and passion we invested in the project is actually providing the outcomes that we were expecting it to provide. And then we do that learning, right? We are measuring, we are learning what works and what doesn't work, and then we're able to make changes along the way. If we are not measuring throughout the project, then we're not going to have the opportunity to make any changes if the project is not on the path that you're expecting it to be. And then why we need it to be sustainable? Well, we are trying to ensure long-term impact, and we keep talking about increasing our impact and this type of things, right? But we can't achieve impact if the communities are not able to sustain this project after we leave, after we stop supporting, after we stop funding. We want to avoid that dependency on Rotary, right? And we want to avoid that mentality of, well, Rotary will come and help us. We also will be making the best use of our funding and effort. Like I said, when you plan a project, when your club is involved in a project, you're investing the time of your volunteers, you're investing resources that you fundraise for or that the foundation allotted for this. You're involving partners, you're representing the image of Rotary, right? So we don't want that effort to be wasted. We want that effort to achieve the goal that you set up for the project. And that's the return on investment, right? And also because of the visibility, it gives greater visibility and more credibility for the organization and for your club and for you as a member if the project is successful, rather than if you just gave something and you just walked away. So again, I wanted to engage with you on an activity, and in this activity, we're going to talk about one project that your club has implemented. So I wanted to take, again, 3 to 5 volunteers, depending on the amount of time we have, to give me an idea on your projects. So you're going to raise your hand or you're going to come to the mic. I don't know how we're doing it right now, but what we're going to do is you're going to tell the public, your colleagues, something about a project that your club has developed, but don't extend yourself. Just really quickly say what the project was about. And then we're going to select one of those projects that were presented. You're going to raise your hand to see which one we like the most. And then we're going to ask all these questions from that project. So I am relying on the people on the ground that are helping me. Please let me know if there's any hesitation on the actions that you need to take in the room.
Okay, my name is Rotarian Njideka from Rotary E-Club of Unique Nigeria. So from the screen, I can see learning from your club's experience. How did your club engage with the community and how did they participate in the project's design? Okay, so last year for basic education and literacy, my club partnered with the district. From the design stage, we're supposed to donate like 100 tables and chairs, some books, some items for writing to a school in Mararaba. So my club, many clubs participated, but my club, I'm using my club as an instance. So from the on stage, we did my club chair, Rotarian Amara, for the district chair for basic education and literacy, Rotarian Amara. She did her need assessment. That was why when you asked the first question, I learned from her you need to do a need assessment. Okay, so they got a carpenter they got various carpenters that were able, initially they wanted to buy the foreign ones, but because of the exchange rate as compared with dollars, we had to go locally. So from the project's design, everybody on the platform for the committee was carried along. They got quotations from different vendors, the carpenter in this aspect, and when we got the best deal in terms of durability and cost, we came to an agreement to do 100. There was a shortfall of funds, and then initially we planned 200, we cut it down to 150. 150, eventually we did 100. Yeah? Yes, 150, then we did 100 finally. So budgeting is part of it, funding, how many partnership, how many people are collaborating, what and what do you need. When we go for, after the whole project was done, there was a feedback that they needed more, they needed a library. So this is my contribution. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any more people to share?
Good afternoon. My name is Rotarian Obode Solomon Osagi from the Rotary Club of Jos. For the 2024-2025 Rotary year, okay, yeah, for the 2024-2025 Rotary year, I was the treasurer for the club, and we marked a project at St. Paul's Anglican Primary School, which is a local primary school. We focused on two cardinal areas of Rotary interest, which is sanitation, hygiene, and water. We discovered that the toilet that was used by the students, including the staff, that was basically open defecation, because the toilet was a pit latrine, and sanitation was somewhat absent. So we took it up as a project that we would bring the structure down, the old structure will bring it down, and erect a new structure that will cover 6 units of toilets, 4 for the students and 2 for the teachers. And then we made a budget. We brought in the chair for the project for the club. We brought in the attention of the entire club board, and then we went ahead to discuss the matter in club assembly with the other club members. Yes, we brought up the project analysis. We got approval from the club board, and then we now stepped up to the stage of trying to mop up cash from partners, from club members, from partners, and others. Now, the good thing is that though it was a difficult task, it seemed it wouldn't come to fruition, but at the end of the day, we thank God that with participation from our friends, from other corporate bodies, we had to reach out to, the funds were made available, and having built the toilet, we now found out that we modernized it to a water system instead of the old pit latrine. We modernized it to a water system, bought the toilet seats and everything. I will now discover that there was no functional water system in the school also. So the need now arose for us to think of providing water for the school. And so what we did in the instance was we also took out a cost analysis for getting water done for them. We looked at the cost of providing a borehole, and we said providing a borehole might be a little bit more demanding. So we went for a well in our local palange, we call it a well, where the dog deep rang the entire dog pit, and then we got water. So we now provided a means for them to be getting the water out, bought buckets and other fetchers for which would provide the necessary assistance for them to be able to use the water. It was the provision of the well was actually a close proximity to the project itself. And the local education board from Just Not local government and community leaders and everyone were present at the commissioning of that project, which was commissioned by our past district governor, since the district governor was in Calgary. And it was a beautiful project. At the end of the day, I think the club got kudos for that particular project. Thank you.
I think there are no more hands up. You can proceed.
Yeah, I think we can take one more project story if you would like to share. No more? Nobody else wants to share?
Okay, I have another addition, still Chideka from E-Club of Unique Nigeria. On the last pointer, I can see where it says, what are the lessons I learned and what would the club do differently? For me, after the project, what I think we should have done differently was to solicit for more partnership. Yeah, we got just one partner in that project for Nasarawa State, a school that where we donated the chairs and the writing materials. There was a partner, but I think what we should have done differently was partnership, collaboration, guest sponsorship, because you really can't satisfy all the needs, especially when when you don't have enough partnership or you don't have enough funding. So it's something I am suggesting now that maybe the district should have done differently, was to get more partnership, let more people collaborate. So if we do a school in Nasarawa for this year, and then the next year maybe focus on another school, so we do it holistically and complete one section before, rather than everybody in the district going to one school. That what I mean is bringing the funds together and finish a project in a school. Then even if it's just for basic education and literacy, because the way Rotary does it, there are too many things to be done, and Rotary, believe me, cannot do it alone. But having one project at a time, focusing on it as a district, because at that point on the platform, I could see that some clubs are doing this in this place, another club is doing this in this place. But if we fix all the funds and then just finish one school, like this is a pilot test. You finish it, then you move to another school. I think that is what we should have done differently. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that participation. And that actually leads me to a couple of points I also wanted to make in this conversation with you, with your district and all your clubs, is two things. Sometimes we, like you said it yourself, we want to help so much, we spread ourselves thin and our projects thin. So sometimes we want to help 20 different schools, and then we decide to provide one toilet to each one of the schools. However, we go back 5 years later and we see that none of those toilets are functioning. And the reason why they're not functioning is that one wasn't enough. So yes, we may feel bad about not supporting 20 schools and supporting 1, 2, 3, but providing all of the toilets that one school needs, and then focusing later on the other schools. And when you come back 5 years later, of course, we're not just providing the toilet itself. We are doing things like sanitation, which was mentioned previously by another member. And we are addressing sanitation, and we are addressing all of the components of a strong water and sanitation project. Then we go back and we know that kids are not missing school because they have diarrheal diseases. And then, that the project achieves its goal. So sometimes it is better to think bigger, depending, of course, on the capacity and capabilities of the club. But it is better to focus on one community, one school, one group first, and then move on to the next after you have completed that support in the best possible way. And another thing that you mentioned that I think is really, really key is the conversation about, I call it conversation about failure, but I think that word is a little bit too strong. I think as lessons learned and opportunities. And you talked about how after you developed your project, you realized that something else could have been done. You could have, looked for more partners. And also in the previous example that was shared with us is that understanding that, well, we're going to provide toilets, but then we realized that the school didn't have running water. They didn't have the water necessary to have the toilets the way it was originally intended. So it is okay for those things to happen. It is okay to come to a conclusion that, well, we didn't think about that at the beginning, or we're definitely learning from this lesson. And I really like the other day I heard President-elect Yinka. He said this, I don't remember if I read it or if I heard it from him, but he said, don't be afraid to make mistakes, be afraid to not try. And I thought that was such a beautiful quote because there's so much value to it. The other thing I would add to it is be afraid not to learn from your failures or from the circumstances you were in. You can make mistakes actually as you are developing projects. The biggest part of it is learn the lesson. Now you would know next time you would try to provide better support to the one school instead of 3 or 5. Then next time you will look for better partners. Then next time you will understand that the school needs piping before they need the toilet. There's many lessons to be learned. And that is the beauty of getting your hands, what they say, getting your hands dirty in the field and doing the service projects to learn those lessons and do it even better next time. So I'm going to continue and I'm going to pose a question. And again, please, Lawrence, please feel free to tell me when I need to stop or how much time I have left. But what I wanted to engage with is another part that is very important when we are talking about service project. Of course, involving the community, of course, making them sustainable and measuring what we do. But it's also, this is our route to engage members. We know that we could benefit from having more members. We could benefit from having more engaged members. So I wanted to ask you, how do you seek support for engaging and effective service projects from both your members and that other component that we were talking about before, partners, other organizations, local community groups, etc. But I want you to think about it from both perspectives. The perspective of engaging members and having more members be interested in doing service or joining in one service project that exists, and from the perspective of the partners that you bring into your service projects. So a couple of people can participate if you would like.
Can I go on? Yes. Yes, thank you everyone for your inputs. My name is Rotary Ignatius Nyekore. I think what we are doing in projects is everybody's doing well in their own areas of interventions. But I think where we are not actually getting it right in terms of sustainability is that kind of strong ties and the kind of collaboration with the community in handing it over to the community who also will be very, very passionate in ensuring that that project is being, having a very good oversight and also report to us when anything goes wrong. And also it's important for us to link with institutions that have that primary responsibility. For example, if we are working in the area of health outreach, we work with Ministry of Health and all those institutions working at community level, to ensure that once our project is finished, because projects has time bound, that's need for the So let me just summarize what I'm just trying to say. So so what I'm just saying here is that I understand that there's a question there, but I'm just trying to make a comment in addition to what we have said. So so in conclusion to what I'm just trying to say is that For us to have a very create an impactful projects, there's need for us to create, first of all, projects that have, consortium, component, just like somebody mentioned earlier, bringing Rotarians to work in different areas of intervention that will give that a holistic approach and end at that point in time, then handing it over to the community and also to the primary institutions that are really managing it, so that by the time we leave off for the project, what we need to do is do a monitoring and evaluation, and also, keep on giving an oversight role in supporting, that. So based on that note, I think that's what I want to really chip in. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon again. My name is Arit Efanga. I would want to start by speaking from the Nigerian context. Right now, the economy is not doing so well, and so if I seek support from a Nigerian for a project, one of the things I think I should do is get that person to see how that project benefits him or her. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that that person will use that project. We talk a lot about service to humanity, but a lot of people do not understand what that concept of service to humanity means. So if I want somebody to support a project the person most likely would not benefit from directly, I could start by getting that person to understand the satisfaction that comes with, helping those who are in vulnerable situations. Number two, I'll tie to what the last speaker did say, which is relating with government agencies and parastatals who are directly responsible on the government side for the provision of this support. Getting them to also be a part of it, helps strengthen the support system. Now, for a lot of us who may not know, there are monies tied down in government agencies that are for specific things. So if you want to carry out a project and you reach out to the government agency or parastatal involved in that particular sector, you just might be getting support. And then finally, I would want to say that it's one thing to walk up to someone and ask the person to support what you're doing. It's a completely different ball game when you sell it to the person as a strong proposal, which means that you're walking up to someone and seeking support. The person needs to see clarity. For those who have worked hard for their money, they need to know what you're putting the money into. It's not enough to just walk up and tell a philanthropist that, oh, we want to build a school in so and so community. It would really help, speeding the process if you could break it down and make it clear. Let the person see a level of transparency in that support you're seeking. Thank you.
Thank you. I don't know if we have any other people with their hands raised, but we are running a little bit out of time, and I wanted to do a little bit of wrapping up for you before the session concluded. So I apologize if anybody else wanted to share their stories. I overestimated the amount of information we could cover in this session, so I have several other slides. If the organizers are going to share the slides, then I think you can benefit from seeing the rest of the information. I am going to leave you with this idea of, not right now because we don't have enough time, but in any other moment when you're gathering outside for a coffee break or after the session ends, I would love you to share with somebody else one idea that inspired you from today's session, and how you think you'll use it. So keep thinking about engaging the members in the service activities and service projects that your club gets their hands on, how to involve the community, how to partner with the community, how to find for ways to making the project a little bit more sustainable. And we know not all projects will be sustainable, but at least that goal towards sustainability. The partners, that is a theme that has come up several times in this conversation is partnerships and the relevance of those partnerships. Measuring how you can ensure the success and how you can share that success. But a couple other things that I wanted to mention before I wrapped up is you have also resources. At the Secretariat, we develop resources for your use. For those that are not as familiar with project planning or how to start a community assessment, how do I even do this? We have created documents for that, and you have QR codes on the screen to link you to those. We have a document called the Conducting Community Assessment. We have a great handbook called the Rotary Impact Handbook that talks about measuring and how to plan your measurement for your project. And we also have learning center courses. And as you may be familiar, we have the Learning Center, and there are several courses there that can help you with project planning. There's especially one newer course that we created called the Service Project Essentials, which walks you through the process of planning an effective project that is not necessarily a global grant. It can be a project of any size and with any type of funding. And also you have the Service Project Center, which is our hub for everything related to service. And it's a space where you're going to find resources, you're going to find inspiration, stories, and you're going to find other projects. But also it's a place where you can seek partners and seek funding or collaboration. So take a look at the Service Project Center as well to see how you can leverage the information there, or you can use it as a space to showcase what you do, because that is important as well. And lastly, I wanted you to leave this session with a take action mentality, right? How are your clubs going to better engage in service? I want you to think about the content and the conversations we've had today, to think about, okay, what am I going to do next, or how am I going to involve other club leaders into creating better club projects so that we have a bigger impact in our communities. With that, I know I am at time or probably past my time, but I wanted to say thank you for having me here. And if you have any questions, you didn't get to write the name of the material, you have a question on how to better engage in your project planning or where to find the resources, please write to us. My department is the Rotary Services Department, so please write to rotary.service@rotary.org. And we'll be super happy to help you and engage with you and listen to your stories and continue learning from your learnings as well. So with that, I will stop sharing and pass it on to Lawrence.
Thank you, Vanessa. Vanessa had to wake up early to do one or two things in order to get back to the office or the house to be able to present this. And she's been waiting for the past 30 minutes. We apologize for the mix-up, and we appreciate your sharing your experience with us. We had to move from another room to this place in order to accommodate you because we are having technological challenges there. Sorry about that. Vanessa will be available throughout the next Rotary year. Anytime we need her, she's always available. Thank you very much once more, Vanessa. So I call on the representative of Program of Scales to speak to us for just 5 minutes. After that, we take the last topic by Rachel, and we call it an evening.
Yeah, I've given it to them. All right, so while he's, thank you. The district governor-elect
past district governors in our midst, if any, past assistant governors, assistant governor, the Rotary International representative who is present here, and our highly esteemed president-elect. My name is Bumi Afolabi. I'm in charge of communications at the Rotary Action Group for Reproductive, Maternal and Child Health. And I'm not here of my own accord. I'm here representing my boss, who is the country director of Rotary Action Group for Reproductive, Maternal and Child Health, in the person of Professor Emmanuel Adedolapo Lufadeju. So I thought I should establish my protocol by myself, because I don't know the protocol that was established before I came, so that I don't stand on it and then fall in case the foundation is not solid. Okay, so as you can see on the screen, I'll be talking briefly on the ongoing Together for Healthy Families in Nigeria programs of scale. It's, of course, for many of us, I'm sure we already know, this is the second programs of scale that was awarded by the Rotary Foundation. And as you can see also on the screen, you're welcome, my PDG, sir. And as you can see on the screen, we've been implementing from 2022 to 2025. Officially, we were supposed to round it off in December last year, as you can see on the screen, but the Rotary Foundation was magnanimous enough to give us an extension till April this year so that we can, tidy up every other thing. And then I'll talk about the good news towards the end of all of this, because of course it's already in the public domain. So I decided to start on this note because I know we've heard a lot of data, we've heard a lot of information, heavy information. I thought to start on a soft note, because many times when we're doing things as we do in Rotary, giving, doing projects and the likes, sometimes we may not see the end of that giving, we may not see the end of the good thing. You may only just see what is in front of you. And I thought to start on this note. Now the lady on the screen goes by the name Bilkisu Jude. As you can see in the bracket there also, it may not be her real name, and I'll explain why. For those who may be very familiar with hard-to-reach areas in northern Nigeria, they call those areas Rigan Fulani, so they are nomads. They don't necessarily have a permanent house. Wherever the night meets them is where they just pitch their tent and sleep. And part of the impact of these programs of scale, she's a beneficiary, and it's very hard to actually see people like this, to even talk to them, let alone having them attend a community dialogue, which I will explain how all of that works. But the good thing is, as you can see on the title there, she is someone that didn't used to go to health facility, let alone talking about antenatal care and things like that. But the community health extension workers, which have been trained by this project, were able to reach her, and then she started attending ANC towards the end of her pregnancy, of course. And by the time she was supposed to give birth, because she saw how humane the health workers are that have been trained also by this project, she eventually went to the health facility. Those who are familiar with northern Nigeria know that people like this usually do not go to the health facility for many reasons, for biases, cultural issues, and the likes. And I think if you're a giving Rotarian, you should give yourself a pat on the back on seeing this lady's picture and the impact of the project. Now, so quickly, I'll just run through this in 1 minute. I thought to start with, they call it reverse engineering. I think that's what the tech people call it. I thought to start with the end results and then tell you about the process afterwards, so that you'll be interested in the process. I think it's a good way to go, right? Okay, so quickly, this is about Rotary RMCH, its history. We'll share the slides afterwards, so I don't need to spend so much time on it. But what you can see on your screen just shows us clearly that Rotary RMCH has been implementing projects, of course, under the auspices of Rotary International since 1995 up until now, as we speak. So you'd see from 1995, matching grants. After that, you see 3H grants with all of the details of the programs that were implemented, all within the purview of reproductive, maternal, and child health. That's our focus. So you see fistula in there, you see child spacing, family health, quality assurance in obstetrics, scale up of quality assurance in obstetrics, and the likes. But I'd like to pause a bit on the 2015 to 2017, because it's also something that it gives us, gives everyone who's a Rotarian bragging rights. So there's something called the National Obstetrics Quality Assurance Platform. That's a lot of English to take in at the same time. I know, a lot of terms. But basically what that platform is meant for is this. When women die in the in the community or in the health facility, it may interest you to know that prior to Rotary RMCH coming in on this, there was no investigation, proper investigation to ascertain that, okay, what killed this woman? Is it a preventable cause? Can we put policies in place to ensure that more women do not die? Okay? So, but when Rotary RMCH walked to a point, we realized that, okay, the structures are in place, but nobody was doing this electronically, and they were capturing these things in papers, and you know how it can be. So Rotary RMCH created, of course, with the partnership from Rotary RMCH Germany and funding from the Rotary Foundation and other partners, Rotary RMCH was able to come up with that platform I just mentioned. They call it the NOCA platform. If you're familiar with Ministry of Health and their work, you must have heard of NOCA, N-O-Q-A, the NOCA platform. And as we speak right now, those deaths are being investigated, autopsies are being done, the causes are being documented in details. As a matter of fact, there is even a bill that has already been passed by the House of Reps, soon hopefully to be passed by the Senate and then assented by the President, legalizing that platform. But as we speak, it's already being used nationwide, both at the health facility, and then now we're trying to penetrate the communities. So it's something also to be excited about as a Rotarian. Now, the overall objective of this program is to reduce maternal and neonatal mortality by 25%. Maternal, we already know what that means. Neonatal is, of course, for newborns, by 25% in the places where we work. It may interest you to know that when we started this project, because you and I know that most of the deaths happen at the community, not necessarily at the facility. Of course, deaths happen at the facility, the primary health care, but most of the deaths happen at the community and they are not documented. So this program is purely community-based. We deal more with primary health care centers and what goes on at the community level. I will still explain the community-based approach in just a minute. So we started out with 49 facilities in all in FCT, as you can see on your screen, FCT, Ekiti, Nasarawa, and Gombe. For Ekiti, Nasarawa, and Gombe, we started with 2 local governments each, 7 facilities in each of them. In all, we were working in 49 health facilities. And when the result of the project, remember this is 2026, we started it towards the end of 2022. When the results of the project started coming in, the Rotary Foundation was excited and they gave us a lease to expand from 49 facilities to 63. After a couple of months, when they saw how the results were going and how the project was making impact, we were given an approval to go from 63 to 73. And then last year, towards the last half of last year, we're given an approval also to go from that 73 to 103 facilities. Now remember, normally when you do a project like this, you're supposed to finish it up with your 49 facilities, and then in between they do a midline assessment and then an endline assessment to determine if what you said you were going to do on the field, you were able to do it. But because TRF saw that this thing is making impacts, that's why we got the lease to expand up onto 103 facilities, and that's what you see on your screen at the yellow. Okay, I can use the mouse pointer at that portion there. You can see 103 facilities and then 150 communities. Of course, there's no Rotary project that goes on without the support and the ingenuity of Rotarians. So what you have on your screen right now is just those who are involved. I mean, this doesn't mean it's everybody. We involve Rotaractors when we have our community dialogues, which I'll still explain, medical outreach and the likes. But these are some of the key focal persons you see, from the Rotary Foundation to the advisors, the Germany team, Nigeria, and of course some of our past district governors who serve as zonal coordinators. Now, when you say you want to reduce maternal and neonatal mortality by 25%, there must be a lot of activities that you put together to make that up. I'm just trying to hurry because I know I've spent my time. And so on your screen, you see lots of them, from respectful maternity care, which is training for health workers, because some people don't go to the health facility because of the attitude of health workers. You see advanced training for MROs, M&Es, and HMIS. That has to do with data capturing, validity, and the likes. Emergency obstetrics and neonatal care training, monthly supervisory visits, family planning training, journalist workshop, because the kind of information that your project puts out there is very important. Community outreach, purchase and distribution of medical commodities, community dialogues, and the likes. But let me just use a minute to just talk about our community-centered approach, which captures the community dialogue, the community outreach, and the joint community outreach. I know the activities on the screen is a lot, and I'm trying to talk like there's hot yam in my mouth. So the community dialogue entails you having the families in the community. They probably will sit maybe under a tree in front of the chief's palace, or they'll use a hall and what have you, and they'll talk about reproductive, maternal, and child health issues, okay? And the joint community outreach and the joint community outreach is done in partnership with partners that are working in the states. You do a medical outreach and you have those conversations also with the people, and they have far-reaching consequences in a good way towards the success of the project, and of course making Nigeria a lot better. So what you see on your screen are some of the results from some of the capacity building exercises that we've done. EMOC is Emergency Obstetric and Neonatal Care Training. So far, the project has trained 1,222 people. RMC there is Respectful Maternity Care Training. You see the numbers. FPLAC is Family Planning, Long-Acting Reversible Contraceptive Training. And then Advocacy Workshop to ensure that you carry all partners, top to bottom, along in the entire process. The community dialogue I just described earlier, so far we've done 593 community dialogues, attracting 79,753 participants, both male, female, children, women, and what have you. And then I already described the community outreach and the house-to-house visits, where community health workers go from door to door, talk to women about these things, talk to the family actually about these things, and encourage them to use the health facilities. So far we visited, so the program had a target of 5,880 homes to visit, the entire program. But now we've hit 59,624 homes in all. Thank you, it's a good place to clap. And then, of course, the joint community outreach, which started halfway into the project, has attracted over 14,000 participants. I'll just reel out the results and I'll be out of your face. So already I had mentioned that the program's objective was to scale down maternal and neonatal mortality by 25%. And this is what has been achieved in 3 years. The top there is 2023, 2024, and 2025. I'll just go to the overall achievement. If you say you want to reduce deaths by 25%, and you're able to reduce maternal deaths by 39%, I think you've gotten, what's that? Almost 200%, right? And if you say you want to reduce neonatal deaths by 25%, and you've been able to reduce it by 54%, it goes a long way to show the efficacy of the work that has been done. This is community maternal, perinatal, and child death surveillance and response. Basically what it means is what I'd explained about investigation of women and children that die from preventable causes now being extended to the community where most of the deaths happen. And the numbers you see, so this we just started about 3 months ago. No, That's 4 months ago. Sorry, I thought we're still in January. About 4 months ago. And this feeds into the ward structures so that the people now take ownership of the entire process. When a woman is pregnant, it becomes a community issue. It's not just, oh, that guy's wife is pregnant or that person's wife is pregnant. And these are some of the results that you're seeing from this activity that is just in its infancy. I know I've overstretched my time. Thank you so much for your patience and, of course, your listening. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I know you are well grounded in this field. I needed to just quickly make this clear because my family member, I just needed to let you know, based on what I said when the first person came around to give us an update on all the Rotary International programs, the initiatives that we are benefiting from in Nigeria. Program of Scale is one of them. The major beneficiary from Rotary Foundation is Polio Plus, Nigeria National Polio Plus Committee. I cannot tell you the total amount of money that have gone to that particular Nigerian country on. Program of Scale is just having $2 million, and the Rotary Ethnic Communities Challenge has about $19 million. Those three projects are Rotary International / Rotary Foundation initiatives. But going forward next Rotary year, like any other year before, we have resolved that those three projects in Nigeria that your money goes to will be supported, not financially, but in area of publicity and others. And also, we want to prove to the entire world that Rotarians are people of action, as we are being called. It may interest you to know, you will have these three programs at the back inner page of your program. It was never been sponsored by any of the three of them, but we decided to publicize it, and going forward, we'll be doing that because we need people to know that people are working behind the scene from those offices to make sure that the children and the family in Nigeria do not lack any things that require support from the Rotary International Rotary Foundation. Please, we want to plead with you to extend our love and gratitude to Professor Lufadeju. He has been so wonderful and kind with his age, and the energy that he's putting into these activities is second to none. And he has a liberal mind, an elderly man. It's an unassuming, I just have to say this, but this should be given to him on our behalf as a district, that we are with him and we are supporting him. You can come here.
Thank you very much. So let's quickly take Reto. Yes. Alex.
Just a minute, I need some technical assistance. So thank you very much for the assistance. So good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back. It's glad to be back. So for this session this afternoon, we're going to talk quickly about a timely and very important topic in the Rotary International. It's engaging our club members. I mentioned this morning the goal of the ARA Board of Directors. Do you remember it? By 2030, our 125th anniversary, how many members, Rotary members, we should be reaching by then? No. How many Rotarians by 2030, the goal? So it's 1.25 million Rotarians and 125,000 Rotaractors by 2030. So, and while starting new clubs and attracting new members, it's important. We cannot reach this goal without effectively engaging and retaining the members we already have. So when we inspire, empower, and engage our members, we build the vibrant and connected Rotary that we know today, and it will continue to carry us in the future. So it's important to understand the motivation of your club members so you know why they decided in the first place to join your club, and also how they would like to be engaged within Rotary. So in this session, we'll briefly talk about how to involve members in a way that they make them feel valued, identify strategies to engage and retain members, and finally apply engagement practices in your own club. But we're going to try to be a bit interactive, and we'll try to include you as well in this session. So I'd like you to take, please, your mobile device, whether it's a phone or laptop or tablet. If you can please scan the QR code, or you can type in the web address is slido.com. It's a tool that you can use to provide feedback. You don't need to sign up or create an account. You can just join it quickly, and we'll try it out. So I'll give you a few seconds. Are you able to connect? It's connected? Yeah. And if they ask you, there's a number there that you can insert. Are you all on Wi-Fi? No, that is when it says that, you connected, okay? So when it says no active poll, it means you are connected. So we're going to try it out, and this is my questions to you now. So this is the question: what is the biggest challenge your club faces in engaging members? You can use 1 or 2 words. You can type it in, and we should be seeing everything on the screen. Please give it a try. It's not working. Here we go. Finding financially capable members. Thank you. More feedback. Registration fees. Very good. Finance. Yeah, this is some members want to join but remain silent. Payment of dues. So the financial aspect is very, very big, very strong. How about time management? Is that an issue? Have club members feel too much of the same routine? Okay, thank you so much for the feedback. I'd say definitely club activity, integrating, that's very good. Time management, payment of dues, finance, I think it's the biggest aspect that you are seeing. So thank you so much for the participation. Please keep it on. We're going to have 2 more of these polls throughout the session. So in recent Rotary research confirms that the single most important factors in member satisfaction and therefore retention is the club experience. If we want our clubs to grow and thrive, the experience we offer is really at the center of everything. So these are the 5 factors contributing to a positive club experience. So how much the members do enjoy the meetings, are the service opportunities, and are they meaningful? Do the members feel comfortable with one another? Is there confidence in the club leadership? And finally, does the club provide opportunities for personal growth? These are results shown throughout a survey conducted worldwide with our members. So as club leaders, with the cooperation, of course, with the district membership committee and the club membership committee, it is one of your responsibilities to encourage your club to offer an experience that is welcoming. And to do that, it's crucial that you also understand what are the needs and the expectation of your members. And in order to do that, you need to ask for their feedback. So this is very important, and here I'm going to open up the next poll. So how often do you ask members for feedback in your club? So you have regularly, occasionally, rarely, or never. Occasionally, 50% or 60%. So occasionally 67%. There is no never, which is very good. So rarely, definitely some possibility for improvement. But I would say majority is with occasionally. So this is very important. Okay, thank you so much again for participating in the poll. And Rotary is giving you also some tools in order to how you can ask for feedback through your members. So this particular flyer is not available in my Rotary, but it gives the QR code, the link to 3 surveys that you can conduct with your members. We have the member interest survey, the member satisfaction survey, and the exit survey. So when members leave the club, you can have them fill the exit survey so that you understand the reasons behind their departure. So I'm going to show you later on which page these surveys are present. So, and why is it so important to understand what our members want? Because making room for different needs and expectations, we got the most out of their Rotary experience. So it's very key to keep members informed and involved in the decision of the club. And you need to create a safe way as well to gather their feedback and for the members to speak up. So what possible changes could you make once you have the feedback of the club? So have you thought about remove barriers that may prevent people from joining the club? You could use or offer a new membership type, membership option, or you can even decide to change your club model. Let's speak about quickly about these 3 possibilities. So the first one is about remove barriers. I'm sure we are not purposely excluding members from engaging in your club, but have you thought perhaps enhancing the experience your club offers by removing barriers that may prevent all the new members to join or the existing members to participate? Some of these may be the meeting times. So you have the possibility to rotate the meeting times. If not all of them can come for breakfast or evening in the evening, you can alternate the meeting times. You can have an allocation that is accessible to most of your members. You can have different type of communications as well with the members. For example, podcast or newsletters with audio format. And also, it's important to assess your club traditions. Perhaps have a look if there are some traditions in your club that may be unwelcoming to potential new members or to the existing members to fully participate in your club life. Then, like I mentioned, you can also offer different membership types. So notable examples in Rotary, it's corporate membership, younger professionals, family membership, or associate membership. These are type of memberships you can create. If you want to know more about this, you can find everything in my Rotary on the membership page. There even are some example of the club bylaws that you can adopt with these types of memberships. There are many more. You can also create your own one. The important thing to note here is that for Rotary International, there are only two types of membership: the active membership and the honorary membership. And these are the only two ones that are official and recorded within RI. But within your club, as long as you continue to function in accordance with the Rotary Club Constitution, you can create different types of membership. And last is the club model. This is usually typical when we create new clubs. We have many new clubs now that come with a specific model. You see them here listed. We have cost-based, interest-based, international, when there is like an international club in a country that speak like an international language, or a passport. So with this, I'd like to give you a quick example of the club models that are out there. Like I mentioned, this is usually the case for new clubs, and these are just a few examples from our region, Europe and Africa, but there are so many much more globally. So you can see these are just cost-based and interest-based. Some clubs decide to focus on peace. We have one here in Italy and in France. We have some that focus on art and music. For example, we have this club in Uganda, the Rotary Club of Saturday E-Jazz, which, yes, likes to start a meeting listening to jazz or even attending a jazz club. So they do their meetings there. We have a club focusing on health. We have two examples here from the continent of Africa, the one in Mauritius, and the Rotary Club of Nigeria, New Dawn, in your neighboring district 9126, which focus on maternal and child health. And last but not least, we see a lot of new clubs with their focus on the environment. Here's a few examples from Turkey and Germany. So this means that usually these clubs, they focus their meetings and their project on some specific cause or interest. So here is a club brochure. For the sake of time, I'm going to pass on this, but I'm going to share it electronically with the team so they can distribute it to you with some practical tips for the club experience, and also a guide for interactive activities that you can do in your own club in order to increase the experience. And of course, as club leaders, your responsibility is cultivating a club culture that actively seeks to attract new members. Engaging current members and fostering a welcoming culture creates a positive club environment that is attractive for prospective members. So you should also encourage each one in your club to talk about Rotary, of course, within their network, whether at work, in their families, or elsewhere. And also take a look at your current community that you serve, whether you're still reflecting its needs and expectations. And otherwise, you can adopt some of the changes we have seen before. And last but not least, review your strategies for bringing in new members. What has worked well in the past, or is still working well, and what are some of the improvements you can make in order to attract new members and offering them a welcoming club experience. There is also a course here that I like to mention. Is called Strategies for Attracting New Members in the Rotary Learning Center that we talked about this morning. So as we conclude, I'd like to mention this page. I mentioned a number of resources throughout this presentation, and there is this page in my Rotary. It's called the membership page. You see the address, rotary.org/membership. Really, you find everything you need if you want to have a look on some membership topics. You find the club health check that has been mentioned today. You find the membership assessment tool if you want to do a deep dive in your membership assessment within your club, and then other resources for engaging younger professional, strengthen your club, or even create, like for example, an Interact. You find everything on this page. And last but not least, it's important that we recognize the members as well. It's extremely important, and please do so publicly. You can do that at your meetings, club meetings, at your assemblies, or even during a project. And all big and small effort counts, so make sure you celebrate them both. It doesn't need to be a new key project within the community or the district. It can really make also a small effort can count a lot. And yes, because recognition then strengthens belonging in the club. So one last time to you then, if you go back to your phone or tablets, let's see what type of recognition motivates your members the most. I'm sure this is an answer that changes a lot from country to country and district to district, but I'm curious to see your answers. Awards, very good. Other ideas for recognitions? Awards again. Public presentation of awards, yes. Words of encouragement, that's very good. Personal thanks. Visibility, birthday, public appreciation, that's excellent. Visits, yes. Engaging them, giving them responsibility, and celebrating together. That's about giving responsibilities, very good. You can also give them leadership opportunities within your club. Letter of appreciation and inclusion. Wedding anniversary, interesting. Celebrating them. So thank you so much. That's these all great things, and this is really ways also your members would like to be recognized for their efforts. So we come into the conclusion of this session. So the key takeaways is engagement starts with knowing your members, and it's very important, and we talked about ways to gather their feedback. Inclusion and communication drives retention. If they feel welcome, they feel included, they stay in the club, and small changes can make a big difference. So thank you very much for your participation, and wish you, again, on behalf of all the office, a very successful Rotary Year 26-27. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that wonderful presentation and getting feedback direct while we are still here. I will want to call on the incoming DG for a closing remark for the day. Thank you.
Wow, the day is fast spent. I think we are past 4. The time is past 4 o'clock. This is a wonderful, to be honest with you, myself, I can rate us as excellent. Thank you for the attention. Thank you so much. I keep on saying it. This is going to be the best of the best of the best presidents here. By special grace of God. I'm super proud of all of you. Thank you so much. And as we said at the beginning, we are bringing new things, and we're going to do the work together. Let me sincerely thank the Rotary leaders at this part of the table. It's my emphasis to thank to Reto. This not just happened. It's evolved commitment and interest when this convention started in Mauritius. It was Mauritius. Please, attention, please. Attention, please. I don't want to call names. My president. You know, this convention started in Mauritius, and because I was thinking outside the regular things, and I approached Reto that I would love to come to Nigeria. And to be honest, he never said no. He said, Nigeria. I said, yes, I really want you to come. So, okay, we are going to look into our budget and see whether we can factor in. So I keep on disturbing him. Yeah, I disturbed him a lot. And he finally, just for him not to forget that, he needs to put us in Road to International budget to come to Nigeria. And he finally make it happen. Reto, I thank you. I sincerely appreciate. I will forever remain grateful for this. Thank you so much. Because it's not easy for Road to International to allow their staff to just travel anyhow, if traveling is not going to add value. Because it is your money. And finally, it happened. We've established an history, and it will remain for a very long time or forever. Thank you so much, Reto, for the part of the history. Now, I have not had a section collective picture with my team. Once we get out of here, we must have a team picture. I didn't want to forget that one. Because I've done that with the district appointees, I've done that with the club leadership. This must not be missed after this section. Now, let me sincerely thank all of you once again for accepting to lead our clubs. At the moment, we have 92 clubs. And out of the 92 clubs, only 78 made it and comply with the regulation that we must register and close the registration before a certain time. I think one or two later came after the whole scenario and the deadline date has passed. And as I said before, we are not shifting goalposts. Our yes, by special grace of God, will be yes. And our no will be no. We are not rigid. We are trying to instill discipline. We are trying to change our normal thing. We said for registration for investiture, we close, no, early bird will close 31st of March. To be honest, it's going to close. I know people want to be saying why, but that's the way to go. For international standard, that is it. They give deadline regulation for every event. And the reason why we close registration for district appointees, because you need to know, for district appointees earlier, was for us to make sure that all the packages are done. You all got your package, right? If you didn't close on time, it will be difficult for you to get all your package. So we will not allow on-site registration next Rotary year. We will not. Because we don't want to mix up everything and start be sweating when you need to get what you need to get after you have been paid for. I'm doing promo on behalf of the committee. Please, it is your investiture, our investiture. All my presidents must register. If I don't see your registration, I'm not threatening you. I'll be waiting for you.
Yeah, it's not expensive.
All my president, I want to see you. Let's start on a grand style note. Please. It's not only to register. Give us list of people that can make it happen. We will invite them. Please, let's start the year in a grand style. You are a special breed. And that is why I decided to take us to Transcorp Hilton. Do you know feeding at Transcorp Hilton is 99,000? Yes, together. 65 for food, 30 for drinks, and 4 for water. We are classical. We'll give ourselves name. Start thinking of the name. We'll give ourselves name. So, don't bring me now, Papa. Beg, no. Beg. See, now, to be honest with you, it's costing us that much, but people will not know. When we ask when you ask district appointees to pay 70,000, they never knew the plan that assistant governor is going to spend more than 1 day. because assistant governor spent 1.5 days. But some people on the platform, you are not there. They accuse us, they insulted us, they do all kind of manner of things in the name of my 70,000. But we are people of integrity, and I can tell you that for real. We will not collect money that we will not give account of. We will not do anything that will stain our names and our record. By my name, where I come from, I must hold that name. That name does not belong to me. It is beyond about more than 6 generations' name. If you go to where I come from, they will tell you. So I will not want to be the one to spoil the name, either by way of attitude or action or financial misappropriation. My dear teammate, please, whenever we call on you, answer also. We together make history by special grace of God. On behalf of the committee, I want to sincerely thank you again today for your rapid, fast-growing attention towards learning. I sincerely, this is the most coordinated and disciplined group I've seen, to be honest. I'm not praising you, it's the truth. It is the truth. Thank you very much. Let's maintain this trend, and we'll be the best of the best in our clubs. Please, you need to go home and relax. We are finishing tomorrow. And we cannot say Rotary Foundation committee chair from clubs, service project chairs from clubs should come for learning, and president will not be there to know how to go about it. You see why we are always being like, we cannot access grants? It's basically because we don't pay attention to how to go about it. People believe it's difficult. Honestly, it is not. There was a time I was telling a group of people during the beginning of this Rotary year that, do you know that as a club, which is the truth, do you know that you can access $4 million as a club, which is far, far greater than $2 million of program of scale. Program of scale has to pass through a process. Yours is for you to get somebody that are willing and ready to support your cause. You can have 10 projects as a club in a year. Let's start thinking about it. Deliberately, I didn't give any target in the area of statistics. Everybody has their own style. I know without telling you, you want to be the best. So I don't need to tell you to run or to overrun. But at the appropriate times, I said, it is strategically not mentioned. I will call on individual what I'm expecting from you. Start thinking of how to raise funds. I'm not going to accept the fund that have been raising since inception of 9127. It is nothing to write home about. We must change narratives. And I will tell you this today, believe it. My family pray for all of you on daily basis to God. Truthfully. Because, if you want to achieve, people that surround you must succeed. If they don't succeed, you are going nowhere. So if you say we want to raise any money, and we are not praying that God should give you the means to contribute, we are wasting our time. So we pray for all of you, and we pray for people that will support the year. And that is why you see us, we have been tagged as a Ngbati song. No, those rhythms has deep meaning. And it is nothing but prayer for all of us to be alive next Rotary year and beyond next Rotary year. And for all of us to have the means and resources to carry on this responsibility that we have agreed to do. Because it's a big responsibility to lead a club. There are a lot of things there. But do not lose focus. You have a target. And the target is for you to succeed as a president like any other person. Please, once you leave here, go home and relax. Some of us cannot relax now, but please go home and relax. Don't branch anywhere, especially those of you that are not from Abuja. Don't branch. You go and take a warm shower, relax, eat well, refresh against tomorrow. And by special grace of God, we are rounding nowhere. We are not giving certificate until tomorrow. It is also deliberate. I want to see all of you tomorrow. Yes. Yeah. Yes. So, my HOC, thank you very much for this opportunity, for this platform. And our chairman, please help the district to thank our past district governor. I said something before, and I want to repeat it in the presence of all of you. The most knowledgeable past district governor in this district is Lawrence Oko. My PDG is here. I'm saying it publicly. Either people likes it or not, it's the truth. See the quality of the learning. He put it up. We are just supporting him. Things that has never happened before is coming. He said, no, we are changing narratives. This is the way to go. And I pray that my brother will follow the truth. Take us away from all those others. Let's do something new. And let's continue to elevate our own standards so that people will give us more regard and respect. 9127, don't try them. So thank you very much. God bless you. Don't go without that group photograph. Oh. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, our incoming DG. For those of us who are in Abuja, President-elect within Abuja, please reach out to President-elect Maureen of RC Abuja Territory or President-elect Anu Abuja Gusape. They have a package for you. Those in Abuja, leave the package. They have information for you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks for your time.